Hello everyone. Wild pigs are always a major threat to agriculture in the U.S. Millions of wild pigs invade farms, causing billions of dollars in damage, forcing farmers to adopt extreme measures to deal with this species. The most expensive method currently being used in the U.S. will be shown. Leave a comment with the number 1 to join our channel and watch the process. Wild pigs in the U.S. are not only an invasive species but also a significant source of damage to agriculture, livestock, and the natural environment. The consequences they cause can reduce agricultural productivity, threaten livestock health, and impact the entire ecosystem. In crop farms, wild pigs become a troublesome adversary for farmers due to their destructive behavior. They destroy crops, eat seeds, tubers, and fruits, causing severe damage to agricultural production. This not only reduces farmers' income but also affects the food supply. Furthermore, wild pigs cause soil erosion, damage irrigation systems, and degrade soil quality. This significantly impacts the stability of agricultural environments, reducing the land's ability to regenerate for future crops. These animals are omnivores and can consume a wide range of foods, from seeds of plants and tubers to small animals like insects and rodents. Wild pigs use their snouts to dig up the ground in search of food and sometimes scratch the soil to create hiding spots. In livestock farms, wild pigs attack livestock, consuming their food and drinking their water. This not only affects the health and condition of the livestock, but also increases the risk of spreading dangerous infectious diseases. Wild pigs primarily operate at night, when it's dark and fewer people are around, which increases the likelihood of encountering them, especially in rural areas and pristine forests. The major threat not only comes from the attacks and destruction caused by wild pigs but also from their potential as carriers of diseases. Wild pigs can harbor several dangerous infectious diseases, such as African swine fever, swine tuberculosis, hog cholera, and foot and mouth disease. These diseases not only threaten the health of livestock, but can also spread to humans, posing a danger to the community. Aerial hunting of wild pigs in the U.S. is an effective strategy to control and prevent this invasive species, which has been implemented since the 1980s. This method has become increasingly popular and widely used in recent years. The cost of aerial hunting is not small, ranging from $1,500 to $5,000 per flight. However, this cost includes not only the price of renting the aircraft, but also the fees for hiring hunters, ammunition costs, and various other expenses.
Good shot, dog.
Aerial hunting of wild pigs offers several significant benefits. First, this method is highly effective, capable of eliminating a large number of wild pigs in a short period. This helps minimize their impact on the environment and protects farmers from the damage caused by these invasive animals. Notably, using aircraft for hunting ensures safety for both humans and livestock. When flying at high altitudes, the aircraft avoids attacks from wild pigs, reducing the risk of accidents while also increasing accuracy in targeting during wide-area hunts. In the U.S., obtaining the proper permits is crucial to ensure safety and compliance with regulations. These permits include a wild pig hunting license, a pilot's license, and a permit to use hunting equipment. The wild pig hunting license is one of the key steps to ensure that hunting is carried out according to the rules. This requires a solid understanding of hunting regulations, as well as the ability to identify wild pigs and manage the hunting environment. The pilot's license is essential to ensure that the aircraft operator has the ability to control the plane safely and accurately. This is crucial to avoid unwanted accidents during the hunting process and to ensure the safety of both the pilot and the participants in the activity. The hunting equipment license is another critical factor, especially when using weapons from an aircraft. This ensures that the operator is skilled in using hunting equipment accurately and safely, while also adhering to the relevant legal regulations. Crop fields and orchards are often the main areas where wild pigs forage, making them easier to access and control. Aircraft make this process more convenient, increasing the ability to detect and hunt wild pigs. Forested areas, where wild pigs often hide, are also primary targets for aerial hunting. The flexibility of aircraft in detecting and reaching hard-to-access areas enhances the effectiveness of the hunting operation. Thanks to control measures including aerial hunting, the wild pig population in the U.S. has significantly decreased. By 2023, the estimated number of wild pigs dropped from 5 million in 2000 to about 2.5 million. Although significant progress has been made, wild pigs still continue to threaten the environment and pose dangers to humans. Maintaining and expanding control measures is crucial to ensure a balance between protecting this species and safeguarding their habitats. Hunting and trapping are the two most common methods used to control wild pigs. While they can be effective in some cases, both methods have their drawbacks. Wild pig hunting may reduce their numbers, but it is not always effective in the long term. Hunting can cause pain and injury to the pigs, and if not done carefully, it may lead to unintended accidents. Additionally, trapping can be labor-intensive and may not capture all the wild pigs in an area, allowing some to escape and continue causing damage. Trapping is another method, but it is not entirely effective and has its own set of drawbacks. Traps require careful preparation, and the location must be precisely determined to ensure success. Moreover, traps can restrict the movement of wild pigs, causing stress and anxiety for the animals. In some cases, wild pigs may become trapped for extended periods, which could lead to additional health problems or even death, raising concerns about animal welfare. . In addition, wild pigs also pose a threat to road safety. Every year, there are dozens of traffic accidents caused by wild pigs entering roads. This is especially dangerous for motorists, as they may not have enough time to react to the sudden appearance of wild pigs on the road. Due to these limitations, researchers and the government have made efforts to study and develop more effective methods for controlling wild pigs. One potential method for controlling wild pigs is the use of pesticides. Pesticides can be used to prevent the development of wild pigs by reducing the number of insects they rely on. However, the use of pesticides requires careful consideration. Pesticides can cause environmental pollution and affect other insect species, leading to an imbalance in the natural ecosystem. Therefore, the use of these chemicals must be carried out effectively and sustainably, with continuous monitoring of their impact on the environment. Do you agree with this method? If yes, leave a comment with the number 2. If no, leave a comment with the number 0. All wild pig control measures can help people better understand the impact of wild pigs on agriculture, the environment, and road safety. These educational activities can also provide guidance on how to identify and report sightings of wild pigs. To find more effective wild pig control methods, we need financial support for research projects in the fields of biology, technology, and environmental management to develop new solutions. These studies could focus on optimizing current control methods or developing new technologies and techniques to minimize the impact of wild pigs. The combination of border control, public education, and research will play a significant role in the fight against wild pigs. We need a high level of understanding and collaboration to protect agriculture and the environment, as well as to ensure road safety from the negative impacts of this species. Overall, controlling wild pigs requires coordination and effort from farmers, researchers, and the government. It is essential to find effective and sustainable methods to control and minimize the impact of this animal on agriculture, the environment, and road safety. Only through close cooperation and creative research can we address the serious wild pig issue in the U.S. Wild pigs are a major problem in the U.S., causing significant damage to agriculture and the environment. According to estimates from the U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, wild pigs cause approximately $2.5 billion in damages to the agricultural industry each year. Wild pigs are omnivores, eating anything they can find, including crops, fruits, small animals, and even garbage. They can destroy crops, pollute water sources, and spread diseases to other animals. Wild pigs have a rapid reproductive rate and the ability to adapt to new environments. They can travel hundreds of miles in search of food and breeding grounds. Some types of crops that are not attracted to wild pigs include cabbage, kale, collard greens, and lettuce. Farmers can plant these crops to reduce the attraction of wild pigs. This not only lowers the risk of wild pigs invading the farm, but also helps protect crops from their destruction. Using plants that do not attract wild pigs can be an important part of an overall strategy to protect farms and maintain balance in agricultural environments. Additionally, utilizing natural methods, such as attracting other wildlife species to serve as natural predators of wild pigs, can also be beneficial. This could help reduce the pressure from wild pigs on farms and keep the ecosystem in the area more balanced. By combining multiple methods, farmers can increase farm efficiency and ensure the sustainability of agricultural production in the future. Fencing is an important part of protecting farms from wild pigs. Wild pigs can cause significant damage to crops and agricultural infrastructure, and building a strong fence is an effective way to prevent them from entering. Farmers have several options for constructing fences, such as barbed wire, steel mesh, and concrete, which are all popular choices. The fence needs to be at least 6 feet high to prevent wild pigs from jumping over or climbing over it. Additionally, it should be buried at least 2 feet underground to prevent wild pigs from digging underneath and gaining access. Investing in properly constructed fences can help protect farms from wild pigs and ensure the safety of crops and livestock. This is an essential part of farm management and safeguarding agricultural operations from environmental challenges. Trapping is another common method, with traps placed in areas that wild pigs frequently pass through. When a wild pig enters the trap, it automatically closes, capturing the animal inside, which helps control the wild pig population and reduce farm damage. Bait traps are another option, typically set in areas with food sources for wild pigs. These traps use the scent of food to attract wild pigs and then capture them. In addition, electric traps can also be used, utilizing electricity to stun wild pigs. This is an effective method for controlling wild pigs, but it must be carried out carefully to ensure the safety of the operators. Using traps in combination with other methods, such as planting wild pig-resistant crops and farm management practices, will help farmers protect their products and maintain the sustainability of agricultural production.
Okay.
Hunting dogs can be used to chase wild pigs off the farm. They are trained to carry out this task efficiently and safely. Hunting dogs have great strength and tracking abilities, allowing them to move quickly and drive wild pigs away from farm areas without endangering farmers or other animals. The use of hunting dogs is a helpful solution to maintain security and safety on the farm, while also minimizing the chances of conflicts between humans and wildlife.
Allez viens! Camel!
In this case, hunting is the most effective method to eliminate wild pigs. However, it can also pose risks to both humans and the environment. Hunting wild pigs sometimes requires the use of firearms or other equipment to ensure effectiveness. However, using hunting equipment can create significant dangers for those involved in the hunting activities, especially when conducted near residential areas. Moreover, the use of hunting equipment can generate loud noise and disturbances, which may disturb the local community and the surrounding environment.
Now.
Therefore, in managing the presence of wild pigs, farmers need to carefully consider the effectiveness and risks of hunting measures. At the same time, preventive and proper management measures must be implemented to minimize the damage caused by wild pigs to farms and the environment. Authorities have launched community education programs to raise public awareness about the harms of wild pigs and the various control methods available. However, controlling wild pigs is a complex and challenging issue. Wild pigs are intelligent and agile animals. They can adapt to new environments and find food in hard-to-reach places. Therefore, collaboration from multiple parties, including the government, non-governmental organizations, and local communities, is essential to address this issue. Wild pigs were introduced to the United States in the 19th century as a source of food for humans and animals. However, they quickly thrived and became an invasive species. According to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, wild pigs cause up to $2.5 billion in damage each year to crops and fruit trees. They can also transmit diseases to humans and livestock, such as parasitic worms, E. coli, and brucellosis. In addition, they damage scenic areas and contaminate some water sources. These water bodies become polluted if farmers do not place cameras in these areas. Without this, we cannot truly know the cause of water contamination. Wild pig meat can have a strong, unpleasant odor, especially when they consume scavenger food sources like insects, animal carcasses, and trash found in urban or rural waste areas. It's common to see wild pig herds foraging through garbage, and some people have captured this scene on video. This smell can deter some people from wanting to eat wild pig meat. For example, wild pigs may be seen eating the carcass of a small deer. Since they eat anything they come across, the quality of the meat on their bodies can also be affected. Wild pig meat is an expensive source of protein. Wild pigs are not domesticated, and hunting and harvesting their meat is costlier than raising farm pigs. To hunt wild pigs, hunters must learn a great deal and practice their hunting skills. They often have to spend a lot of money to participate in wild pig hunts by helicopter. There are various ways to prepare wild pig meat, but there are several important considerations. The fat on wild pig meat tends to have an unpleasant odor, so it is advisable to remove it before cooking. The meat is typically roasted or grilled after this step. Let's watch how this chef seasons the meat. A layer of seasoning is evenly sprinkled over the surface of the meat, and then the meat is placed on the grill. The meat is quite thick, so it will take about 30 to 45 minutes to cook. After about 45 minutes, the meat is taken off the grill, and seasoning is added once more. Next, the meat will be placed on the grill again, and seasoning will be added just like the first layer. Then it will be tightly wrapped in aluminum foil. The meat will be left overnight to ensure safety. When eating wild pig meat, it is recommended to cook it at a temperature of around 160 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, the bacteria in the meat will stop functioning, ensuring it is safe to eat and protecting your health. The rapid urbanization in Europe has made food sources for wild pigs scarce, causing them to move into urban areas in search of food on the streets. People often see them roaming around vacant lots and flower beds that have been dug up. They are often excited to encounter wild pigs on the streets. People in Europe often have the habit of feeding wild pigs, which causes them to quickly move into urban areas. They are unaware that this is putting themselves at risk. A terrible incident occurred when an athlete was attacked by a wild pig and seriously injured. The police and experts have begun investigating and addressing the issue of this aggressive animal. The UK government has come up with a creative solution by planting fruit trees and creating forests to establish a stable food source for wild pigs, an important goal in controlling their invasion into urban areas. This program has been implemented in several famous forests in the UK, including Hyde Park, Richmond Park, and Wimbledon Common. Apples, pomegranates, and other fruit trees have been planted by the public and the government over many years, with the aim of providing a natural food source for wild pigs. This is an effective method in reducing the number of wild pigs coming to forage at fruit trees, helping to protect both the animals and the public. While this program has had some notable successes, it also has its limitations. The cost of planting and maintaining these fruit trees requires substantial financial resources and manpower, especially in managing and protecting them from wild pigs' destruction. Moreover, the long duration of the program could make it challenging to maintain a sustainable food source. The government needs to continue evaluating and improving these aspects to ensure that the fruit tree planting program remains a key tool in controlling the invasion of wild pigs into urban areas. A new and effective measure that has been implemented in the UK is the construction of electric fences to protect farms and residential areas, where the wild boar problem has also become quite serious. Farmers have chosen electric fences as a safe solution. These fences are discreetly installed around farms and residential areas, powered by solar energy, and equipped with warning signs for the surrounding public. This ensures the safety of the people and their properties while preventing the harmful intrusion of wild boars. In addition to implementing these security measures, people in the UK have also been actively raising awareness about the dangers of wild boars through community meetings, media campaigns, and sharing experiences. They have increased public awareness about the risks posed by these animals and how to deal with them effectively. This has helped build a community that lives in harmony with the natural environment, making it easier to coexist with the presence of wild boars. Since the incident on December 18, 2019 at Bois-de-Vincennes Park, one of the largest parks in Paris, French society has been shaken by this unexpected event. A person walking in the park was attacked by a wild boar and suffered severe leg injuries. This incident not only disrupted Marie-Christine's daily life, but also caused significant concern among the public in France. The French government quickly responded by strengthening measures to prevent wild boars from invading the city. The collaboration between the police and hunting groups became essential to ensure public safety. They began conducting extensive investigations and requested local residents to provide information about the presence of wild boars in the area. The police, veterinarians, and hunters worked closely together to identify and track down the wild boars responsible for the attack. They deployed special hunting teams, equipped with hunting dogs, and carried out a thorough and systematic hunt to capture them. This was a unique and challenging situation for the police and veterinarians, but their efforts ultimately helped ensure the safety of the community and prevented further harm from the wild boars. Wild boars are primarily active during harvest season, often charging into cornfields, which forces the harvesting process to stop immediately. The German government has been actively seeking practical solutions to control the wild boar population in cornfields during harvest time. You'll find many hunters actively searching for wild boars, dividing themselves into specific areas to ensure no boar escapes. Whenever the harvesting machines move, the boars, attracted by the scent and noise, move toward them, making it challenging for farmers to complete their work without disruption. There are various methods to prevent the growth of wild boar populations. Which do you think is the most effective? Please comment below to let us know. This method offers many benefits, such as the ability to access hard-to-reach areas, the potential to take down multiple animals at once, and effectiveness in controlling wild boar populations. However, the high cost and potential risks to hunters and wildlife are factors to consider. This method is often used in agricultural areas such as wheat, corn, and vegetable fields, where the population density of wild boars is high, making it easier to target them.
There we go.
Hunters use lead bullets to hunt wild boars. Lead bullets have good penetration, allowing them to quickly and effectively take down wild boars. Each hunt can yield 20 to 30 wild boars, depending on the density of the boar population in the area. This method presents certain challenges and requires caution to ensure safety and effectiveness. Safety must always be prioritized, and hunters need to follow the rules, including wearing safety harnesses, not standing up while the aircraft is in flight, and adhering to the pilot's instructions. Shooting wild boars from aircraft is not only an effective method for controlling their population, but also an exciting challenge that requires professionalism and a special focus on safety. This method contributes positively to efforts in protecting agriculture and natural habitats from the negative impacts of wild boars. Do you like this method? If yes, leave a comment with the number 1. If no, leave the number 5. Night hunting for wild boars is also one of the methods used by the people of Florida to deal with the invasive wild boar population. This requires careful preparation and special hunting skills to face the challenge of hunting in low-light conditions. Before starting, hunters need to equip themselves with the necessary tools and equipment, including hunting tools, flashlights, headlamps, and other devices. Additionally, they need to learn night hunting skills, including how to effectively use flashlights and headlamps, as well as accurate shooting techniques in low-light conditions. The process involves going to the hunting area at night and using a flashlight or headlamp to illuminate the target. Once the location is identified, the hunter will shoot the wild boar using hunting tools. Close observation is crucial to spot the wild boars in low-light conditions. Using hunting support equipment or participating with a group is very important, as teammates can assist each other throughout the hunt. Night hunting for wild boars offers several benefits, as it allows hunters to more easily locate and eliminate wild boars, especially since they are more active during the night. According to the Florida Department of Natural Resources, the wild boar population has decreased by about 20% since 2015, partly thanks to the use of night hunting methods. This approach proves to be effective in managing the population and minimizing the damage caused by wild boars in agricultural and natural areas. Hunting remains one of the best methods for dealing with invasive wild boar populations, but additional measures are needed to minimize risks for participants, especially to avoid causing pain or injury to the wild boars. What measures do you find most effective and efficient in controlling invasive wild boar populations? Please leave all your comments and thoughts in the comments section below. Hunting wild boars with bows and arrows has become an exciting and appealing activity in the U.S., but it requires strict adherence to regulations and permits. In many states, those who wish to participate in the wild boar hunting season must obtain a permit from environmental management agencies. This helps ensure that hunting is carried out legally and does not harm the wild boar population. The wild boar hunting season in the U.S. typically runs from October to January, giving hunters the opportunity to encounter boars more easily during the fall and winter months, when they are more active and easier to track. The number of wild boars that can be hunted will depend on the specific region. The trapping process is relatively simple, using large nets placed in strategic locations where wild boars frequently travel. Typically, the trap nets are set up along trails and paths that boars tend to use. When a boar enters this area and steps on the net, it automatically closes, capturing the animal. According to statistics from the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, approximately 2 million wild boars are caught in traps across the U.S. each year. This is an impressive figure, showing that setting up net traps to catch wild boars is very effective in controlling their population. Like all other solutions, using net traps also has its pros and cons. One clear advantage is that this method is highly effective in managing the wild boar population, especially when their numbers increase significantly. Additionally, using net traps is generally less costly compared to some other methods. After successfully harvesting wild boar, the process of handling and processing the meat becomes an important step. First, the wild boar is thoroughly cleaned to remove any dirt and unnecessary internal organs. Next, it is marinated with a blend of spices, usually a refined combination of salt, pepper, chili, garlic, onions, and other spices depending on individual taste. This helps the wild boar meat absorb delicious flavors. The process of roasting wild boar meat is usually done over an open fire or on a charcoal grill. The meat is placed on the grill and cooked for several hours. This grilling process requires attention to detail, as you need to turn the meat evenly on all sides to ensure it cooks thoroughly and the spices are well absorbed. During roasting, the wild boar meat becomes tender, with crispy skin and an appealing color. Finally, when the wild boar meat is cooked and has a beautiful golden color, you can mix a sauce and generously brush it over the entire roasted boar. The sauce is typically made from ingredients like honey, vegetable oil, sweet and sour fish sauce, garlic, and other spices. The sauce is the key to the final flavor of the dish, creating a layer of delicious taste that enhances the overall experience. Since these solutions have had an impact in preventing the growth of populations of some invasive species, do you believe there is a better solution? If so, don't forget to share your thoughts and opinions in the comments section. Also, remember to share, like, and subscribe to support our channel for upcoming videos. Lastly, don't forget to share this video with all your friends so they can watch and enjoy it with you.